Between 6 years of marriage, my wife and I have been together since we were 15 years old. We have had our share of good and bad times. Recently, we have experienced a traumatic event in our lives. 3 years ago, I was falsely accused in my business, and we lost everything. Our home, business, and it caused trauma to our children. My wife and I are best friends. We do everything together. We are that couple everyone aspires to be. The past 2 years have been tough for me. Fighting against the accusations has been almost paralyzing. But I had my rock, my wife. After 6 months ago, my wife thought she was getting early menopause. We are both 40. She said she felt different. A few months back, she became really physical, almost over the top. Then the bombshell this week. In the worst of times, she says she loves me, but is not in love with me anymore. I was floored. I don't know how to read this. Is it the trauma? Menopause. It crushed my soul. To say I am devastated is an understatement. Yet I am trying so hard to stay logical. I was going to move out, but we have 2 young kids, 15 and 9. She asked why I was so desperate to leave. That confused me. I said to her, "You just said you don't love me. Am I supposed to stay?" Then we spent the day talking. It's not another man. I know this. Not because I'm blind, but because she would have no time, and we are always together here or working. We are so intertwined into each other's lives. I know it's not that. She cried and didn't understand why she didn't have that in-love feeling for me anymore. Now, there have been times in this 26-year relationship that I've not always felt in love, but in my heart, I was with her. Would never leave, and it came back. We talked, and she was saying some things that did not make sense to me. She still wanted to support me in my troubles with the business and legal stuff. Long story short, we agreed to stay in the home for the kids and live as partners for the family. She knows I love her more than life. When I asked her if this loss of love is permanent, and if so, I must move on, she couldn't answer the question. She said, "Literally, I can't answer that. What am I to make of all this?" She does this at the worst possible time, and to outsiders like my family and friends, she will look like a monster. She's already to a select few that know about it. But to do this to your husband at this time of need is pure evil, that some are saying. Could this be menopause? Stress. She also stated that maybe she can't take watching me endure all these traumas, and it's a protect measure for her, a way out of bad things. I don't see or think that way, so it's hard for me. If anyone has any suggestions, experience, opinions, I could use them. I'm crushed and don't really know what to do. She's checking me out. She probably started checking out when all the crap hit the fan in your business. That means she is way ahead of you in detachment. All you can do is protect yourself. But listen to her words, not her actions. If her actions indicate she is ready to bail, then you need to make some preemptive actions. I'll see a lawyer and get the rundown on what to expect if the marriage heads south or if she leaves. And by the way, she could be having a texting or online affair right under your nose and you wouldn't notice it. Most unsuspecting spouses don't until it's too late. I don't see why you are so quick to give up on your marriage. I don't see why you're so upset at her about this. She's being honest with you about her feelings. I know it hurts deeply, but you have to appreciate her honesty. If you love her, let her go. Once the love is lost, it's over. If she doesn't want to be rash, that may be a good sign. What have you done about this situation? Have either of you have spoken about MC? Have you done any reading? How are you living financially? Do you think you can recover?
I'm not upset at her.
I'm upset in general. I don't know what this all means. She doesn't hide her phone from me or computer or anything. But I am sure I am probably being willfully blind. I don't really know. This is all new territory for me. When I said I would leave, she was shocked by that. Saying, "Why are you so desperate to leave?" I said, "Why would I stay when I am not loved?" There were weird things leading up to this. That's the stress of my situation. Her thinking she was in early stages of menopause. Then she got really sexual. Bestics of depressed. Now this. Do I think this is her imbalance? And to hear the one you love in life tell you they no longer love you is heart-tearing and uncharted waters for me. At this again, unless she has a texting affair going on. She literally works and comes home just like me. We are always together financially. We are really good now. She just started working again 3-4 weeks ago. So together we are all set there. We have not seen AMC, doing some reading, and you have to be careful with the internet, because there is good advice but a lot of revenge-minded and hurt people as well. I guess my issue mainly is why after all these years would she do this at the worst possible time, when I need her most? It seems evil, and I almost view her as a monster. Yet, I love her more than life itself. I am a man that loves to be with his woman. I love my wife and everything I think. In life of doing, I want my wife with me. I come home every day from work so excited to see my babies and my queen. I drink socially. I don't go out with the buddies all the time. I share household responsibilities with my wife, and most importantly, I have always given her her space. Person meaning, she needs her space as a human. I gave it her. I don't track her. I don't bicker, and I don't just agree with her. Of course, I have faults, but we overcome them. There was a time a few years back where I was not really in love with my wife either. But inside, I loved her. I gave it time to see what was wrong, and I came back. Yet at the most crucial time of my life, the most personal trying time for me, she unloads this on me. I may sound squeegee on here as my heart is hurt, but I am in no way passive with her. Meaning, I didn't cry, beg, or any of that. I gave her a choice. I said, if this is permanent and what you want, I will not stay. Less period. I also will not come back in 6 months if you change your mind. Once I am gone, I am gone. I will not play a back and forth game. That is not fair to me. She agreed with staying. I guess maybe I feel I may be getting set up for something. I have been told many times by women that if it fails with my wife, come look for them. This is not bragging. I am no male model, but I am a good, loyal, and loving man. Up over the years, I have had women hit on me knowing I was married. I even have one at work that flirts. It doesn't last long because I have no interest outside my wife. I'm also madly in love with her. if she was cheating, it would certainly be a deal breaker, the one thing that would end it all forever. As for her job, it is her old job. She got back after our incident 2 years ago. She tried to work but couldn't due to PTSD. She is trying again. Things I want to answer, making myself sound like the perfect husband. I can admit I am far from it. I tend to be a bit self-centered. I can be distant at times, and I do say things I don't mean. As for my wife, she is generally a great woman, a wonderful mom, and has been a great wife. If I came off as a bit conceited, it was not my intent. I just meant overall I am a good husband or strive to be. For the cheating, her job is not a usual one. She doesn't really have coworkers. She is with no one during the day, being a mail carrier. I seen her text records, voice data, phone numbers, computer, etc. Not because I spy, but because we use each other's stuff for bills and stuff, and there is nothing at all. We talked this morning, and I asked her if she is willing to go to Meki, and she said yes immediately. She also explained that she thinks maybe because of the trauma of the last 2 years, she is trying to avoid more pain by separating herself from me. This makes sense because my wife grew up in a terrible household. She had abusive parents, not physically, but just didn't care about the kids. She had seen terrible things, and the way my wife deals with things is to separate and cut off her emotions. I have seen it with her mom and other things. She cried this morning and said maybe if she cuts me off, she won't have to watch me go through any more pain and watch us both hurt constantly. I don't deal with things that way, so it's hard for me to understand. She's always dealt with things that way. I believe her. I think I'm just so afraid of being a sucker. I guess. I will also say my wife was never a real physical person, even from the beginning. So I spent a lot of my 26 years chasing her for it. She never held back completely, but it was not easy, and I am a very sexual person. I do feel I have to say this as well. When we were 19 years old, we had already been dating for 4 years exclusively, and then out of nowhere, I got the same thing. I don't love you anymore, and she broke up with me. It hurt, but we weren't married. And so for a month or 2, I tried to do stupid things like buy her flowers, leave love letters, etc. Still, none of it worked. Well, she then got a new boyfriend, and so I got a girlfriend. After about 4 months apart, I had completely moved on. She was good friends with my sister, so I would see her at my mom's house from time to time, and I didn't care. I was with my new girlfriend, and my wife saw her as well. I will never forget it was New Year's Eve at 2 a.m., and I get a random call from my wife. I was shocked. She had said she made a big mistake and wanted to get back together. I told her it took me 2 months to get over you and now you want back. I said sorry, too late. Well, she now persisted, calling, telling me she won't stop until she gets me back. And honestly, I was still in love with her. She got me back, and within a year, I went into the military. We got married and started our life together in Germany. That was 21 years ago. Should I have known then, or is that a stretch? She wants nothing to do with men, including me. She has always told me before that if it wasn't for me, she could live perfectly happily alone. She was never boy crazy or a man chaser. I was her first real boyfriend, even though we were 15. I don't know why she is punishing me. Maybe she just truly lost all love for me. It can happen, I guess. I don't feel the same. I love her more than life, but I cannot make her feel what she doesn't. The timing of this is going to make her look like a monster. The few people that know about it are already telling me they think she is evil for this at this point. She said to me, "You know I can live without intimacy, but I don't think you can, and I understand that is not fair to you." She is an amazing woman. Then again, maybe she is evil and I am just an in-love sucker. Update. Well, apparently, she has no will for getting physical or any passion. She wants to live as business partners. She wants all the help, all the co-parenting, the combined income, but none of the wife or husband duties, intimacy, and closeness. What would you men do when confronted with this? I think it is beyond acceptable. She doesn't know if this is a temporary feeling or permanent. Here are my thoughts. If this is an issue within her, I will work on it. If this is a more permanent thing, I am out of this marriage. That is not a marriage where one person decides they are done sleeping together. It is an important part of marriage. It is who we are. I am sick of hearing, mostly women, that getting physical should not be a main point of marriage. Absolute BS. We are built that way. I love my wife and I want lots of bedroom time. I would even settle for some. I will never settle for nothing physical or extreme minimal amounts. Bedroom time is one of the most important things in a marriage. As a month later, I discovered she had an online affair in a game. It has been 6 days since I found out and our meltdowns. She has apologized profusely and heartfelt. She is showing change, and she is ashamed of what she did, crying a lot. I have forgiven her as I do believe she is sick, not a monster. I can't seem to recover. My heart is broken. I want to talk about it constantly, and she doesn't. She was never a big talker. She was always the type to just move you on and forward. I want to know more about the affair. I do know it was inside an online game, Guild Wars 2. They started as guildmates, and it turned into flirty chat. She's ended everything and hates what she did was not her true self. So on. I can't get over it. I thought I could. I'm such an honorable man. I live by my vows and I would never do such a thing. My IC says to keep it in perspective, that even though it was an emotional affair, it was fantasy. There's no pictures, cams, meetings, all just text and voice. I have trust issues now in her honesty, and they can't even go to her over it. It's like I am the one going to her, asking her if she is okay. Is that just wrong? Shouldn't she be coming to me daily and asking me if I am okay, comforting me? Why am I the one choosing words carefully? She constantly says I'm not a talker. I don't like to talk things out. But you know me, but I need it now more than ever. I need more comfort and answers. I simply don't trust her words now. Will I recover? Her actions are showing me she is back, and she did privately tell me she really does love me. But she is afraid to show it a lot, so it's not new to me. Maybe I just feel entitled to it now more than ever. All the bad, she still does not say I love you unless I do. Still nothing physical when she apologizes for the emotional affair. She says it almost like a friend who forgot to pick up another friend for an important appointment, meaning I am so sorry for what I did to you. I know how important that is, and I would have never guessed I am the one who would have done this. I think if there was love, it would sound like this. I can't believe what I did to you. I love you so much, and to do this to you when you needed me most is almost unbearable. Am I wrong? Just wanted to give you a aita. My wife has been all over me, and I don't mean just physically. She did something she never did before. She came down in front of me and the kids and apologized for being absent for these months and realized she was not well. She's getting help and wants to start repairing. She even took me aside and said, "I do love you more than I ever knew." I'm just so scared to love so much. She is coming back slowly. She's wanting to do things slowly again. Doing my daughter's hair, wanting to paint my son's room, yard work this weekend. Things seem to be slowly coming back. Thank you all here for helping me through this. You have meant more to me in this short time than you realize. She has completely stopped her gaming. She talks with me more and wants to discuss how to heal. She's more active in the home with the kids and hosts things I don't like. 1. She has not taken any medicine. 2. Not seen her doctor as promised. 3. She doesn't come to me and ask how I feel or continue to apologize for the affair. It's almost like it never happened in her eyes. The reason I say this is because the betrayer should work extra hard to reassure their loved one to know it was a mistake and is over. I don't really get that from my wife. A week later, she came to me a day later crying, saying, "I can't believe I was in this. I can't believe I did this. I did everything I used to get on stupid girls for doing and falling for crack." Eggs like this. She would say in the game he would listen and talk with her, say the right things, comfort her, etc. He said to her, of course, he said that. This kid has 24 hours a day with nothing to do but play games and think of ways to get women to talk to him. And wake up. When I said that, I saw the light bulb go off. In her defense, in her healthier days, she would have never fallen for such a game. I'm doing all the tiptoeing and being careful with my words. I feel she should be coming to me daily with some positives on what she is doing to change. I've always known she was not a big talker. I know a lot of women are. My wife has always been different, so I am used to it, but I need more than just 2 days of apologies and promises. I am doing all the work here, it seems. Just thought I would bring this up as well. What is it with 40 to 45-year-old women? Do they lose their minds during this time? First, all this stuff here with my wife, but I will tell you something that has happened over the last few weeks over social media. 1. A girl I have not seen since I was 14 found out I was having problems with our marriage and sent me a private message saying, well, her loss. Let me know when you want to go out, and I will take care of your needs. This girl is married and has been for 28 years. 2. Another girl who is my trainer a few years back asked me out on a date for Saturday. She said, I always wanted a better relationship with you. Anyway, let's go out this weekend. She's married for 14 years. 3. Another girl sends a message. Ari to here. If you need to duck, there have been a lot of us waiting for you two to split. I mean, all married. optimal 40 to 45. This didn't make me happy or take pride in myself. It made me sad. Sad for these guys that are married to, and if they even know about this kind of stuff. It's pretty terrible. I know these other women, but not like we are close or anything. I did know 2 of the 3 always flirted and wanted more. I just always kept my distance, and my wife knew my trainer wanted something more with me. I would always have my wife come with me on my training when she could. I would try and include my wife. One time my trainer wanted to switch the training from my home to her home, and I refused. The other woman always flirted, and they ignored. I guess some people don't get the point when you don't engage them back. That means you have crossed the line. As far as sending them the messages, I don't know. My wife does know about them, but I don't know if I want that whole issue of stuff in my life right now. I think my wife was realizing what she was going to be without. Now, I know that sounds vain, but I mean, I work, make good money, keep in shape. I'm a good father. Attentive, funny, and treat my wife as a queen. Of course, I have faults, who doesn't, but overall I am a good catch. And that was seen by her when others were so quick to come to me. Adli, I can't believe they are so quick while married. It was a bit gross, to be honest. A week later, just thought I would update, not like everyone is waiting for one. We've been doing really well. It is clear to me, no, she was not herself. Slowly she is recovering. The EA was fantasy-driven and a way to escape. Not right, or not minimizing it at all, but I will also not make it what it wasn't. We continued to take it a day at a time. Everything is going okay. The problem is me. I don't know if I can get over the betrayal. I'm trying so hard, but it never leaves my mind. It has been a month now, and I drift back to it. It drives me crazy. There is a part of me that wants to walk away from it because I don't think I can ever trust again. I know this was not a typical affair or EA, but it hurts the same. I guess what I am saying is I don't think I can forgive her. I'm trying, but the anger is still strong, and the trust is completely gone. It's with the type of work that I do, jobs end and I'm laid off for a while. It's happened before, this time for longer than we were used to. I want to save my marriage, but she has divorce papers already. And I told her I would sign them if that would make her happy. I don't want to fight for anything except the relationship. She doesn't want to fight for any material things. I paid for her to have cosmetic surgery, and now I am the one left with all the debt. Sometimes I feel like she doesn't really know what she is doing, and that one day she will wake up and regret it. Doing the best I can find another job. I'm feeling like there is no hope. When a person tells you they want to live for themselves and want to do what makes them happy, after you feel like all you want to do is fix things. What am I supposed to do? I know she is going to a club this weekend, inviting all her friends and all these new guys she has been talking to on Facebook. Before we split, she kept saying she wanted a break. Now, the first time she said this, I asked where she did want to go and for how long. She couldn't give me answers. So by the time we had the last argument, I said, I don't think you get a break from marriage. It's either we work on fixing things or get divorced. That's when she said divorce. I wish I would have never said that. I can't help but think if she really wants this, Why hasn't she come with the papers again since the time I sincerely told her I would sign? Shouldn't all the friends that are going out with her know me and know what's going on? But could she really be all over this guy when they go and not one person says anything to her? I realized that I shouldn't want someone that is doing this the way she is doing it. But I realized since we split that I will always love her, no matter what. I know that her whole family is supporting her in this divorce. What family wouldn't? But no, I may sound stupid, but I would do anything to be with her. I love her more than anything in the world, and it hurts that it took this to make me realize. I talked to a friend of mine who was a DJ at the club she went to last time. He said she was dancing with some dude and it didn't look good. He didn't want to say anymore, thinking I would do something stupid. But the hurt I feel is unexplainable. I just can't understand how she could do this. This reminds me that when we got together, I was 17 and she was 22, and she came on to me strong, telling me she was into me and asking if I was into her. At first, I thought it was a joke. She had a boyfriend of 4 years, and she was real good friends with my mom and they worked together. I'd always dreamed of being with her, and it was a sick joke from my mom or something. Her ex found out about us by finding an email on her username that she used at a hotel a few miles from our city where me and her had went. I realized that I have a lot of work to do on myself. I'm slowly dealing with this better than I was. During my marriage, I was made to feel as if I did everything wrong. She always thought that I was cheating. A couple of years ago, I talked to an old friend through email from when I was growing up and I was too flirty with her. My wife found out and I put a stop to it. I know it was wrong and swore to never do it again, and I never did. I ask for more advice about the way she is acting because I'm so tired of feeling like this is all my fault. I don't think anything I have done while married is an excuse for what she is doing now. I've come to the realization that I cannot control her or make her love me, no matter what I say or how badly I want to make things work. It's hard for me to understand how she has so much hatred for me when I have so much love for her. Should I be doing anything to protect myself in case she tries to screw me in the divorce? I have all the debt from when we were married, and she walked away basically with what she came with, other than a new set of breasts and a laptop that I bought her as a gift for school. I haven't tried to contact her in 5 days, and feel pretty good about that. When we talked before, it was that she only wanted to split without any fighting. A symptomatic connection? Now that I have told her I will sign, it's been over a week and she still hasn't tried to contact me again for me to sign. It just thought if she is so angry with me, as she says, and really wants this as she says, there is no way we can work on things. Why not come running back within the next couple of days and have me sign them? I did, however, ask her to, instead of always trying to keep me off her mind, actually think about me and think about the good. Actually, I said for her to take a few days to make sure this is what she wants, and if it is, I will sign. Honestly, right now, I don't have much money at all, which is another reason why I haven't done counseling for myself or talked to a lawyer. I'm unemployed, and the only thing that I'm paying for is our joint cell phone account. If I cut it off, it will cost me more money. She has bought a new car like a week or two after we split. The debt that I have is all in my name, even the loan that I took for her surgery. I made more money, even being laid off here and there. When I work, it's mostly 7 days a week, 12 hours a day. The week later, just an update on me. I might end up taking a job that's about an hour and a half away from where I live, getting excited to make some money and get away from this area. Haven't tried to contact the wife in a week, and I haven't heard from either. At least this way, I will be doing something positive for me and making it hard for her to contact me if and when she tries. It feels good to finally have something positive in all of this. I'm getting a lot better. Just thinking about how I was a couple of weeks ago lets me know it can only get better. Except me, no matter what she does or doesn't do, I'm not letting that dictate how I handle things on my side. I wanted to get your opinion on something. I'm planning to get rid of the vehicle I'm driving now to get something a little more me and more affordable. I'm worried that if I do this and she sees it and sees that I'm starting to look better, she may try to take it from me in court. Should I wait to make any purchases until the divorce is final? Excited because I got the job I was trying to get. To get away from this town for a while. I start in a week. I found out that she had plans tonight and could easily meet with me, so I told her if we can't meet today, then it will be months before I can do the papers, and that her cell phone will be cut off. Tonight, sometime later, while I'm leaving to the new job today, I have signed the papers and am planning a road trip, something I've always wanted to do. I got in touch with a good friend that I grew up with and been chatting with her a lot. Someone I always wanted to keep in touch with, but the wife wouldn't allow. Just trying to keep my head up and do what makes me happy. I'm at the stage now where I have finally woken up to the fact that she is gone and not coming back. With that said, I'm fine without her and I don't get emotional unless I see a picture of her, which is why I'm not going to be looking her up on any social network. Of course, I still love her, and I feel like she doesn't love me anymore. And I'm okay with that. I don't think she will ever want to come back and work on things, and if she ever does, she will need to be fully committed. I'm not trying to win her back anymore, only worried about doing what I need to do to make me happy. I really don't have any anger towards her. I more or less just feel sad about the situation. Then I pick myself up and realize my happiness doesn't rely on her. Happiness doesn't depend on someone else's feeling but my own. A month later, happened to see the ex-wife walking out of Walmart with her new man. Bothers me a little more than I thought it would. It hit her harder though, because she walked fast with her head down. I don't care, but I can't say it didn't feel awkward. My comment, have you guys tried getting back with your ex? And it didn't work out. I think in the last story, the wife just doesn't find Up attractive anymore. You guys got any advice for a man to stay attractive? Sub, bell, and comment down below, and my first advice would be always stay in shape.